We're back here on Later with the controversial Larry Flynt. Now I want to ask you about the Flynt report. About a year ago to this month, right? You published a report naming 10 Republicans.
Well, no, it was longer than that. It was after the impeachment.
It was after the impeachment?
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted to expose the hypocrisy of the Republicans towards the Monica Lewinsky-Clinton.
Exactly. I wanted to let people know that hypocrisy crossed party lines and nobody had a monopoly on it. But one thing that the national media didn't get quite right is I had other motivations for doing this. And that is, I felt that the 70% of the people who felt that the president should not be impeached did not have a voice. You know, all of these talk shows were just ranting and raving, you know, with the exception of maybe Geraldo and one or two others. You know, they were calling for Clinton's head on a platter, you know. I mean, and I felt at the same time you would see those polls that said, even though he did this, let's get on with our lives. We don't want him impeached. And I wanted to really give a voice to those people.
And you spent $4 million getting that information. Yeah. That's not a little bit of money.
No.
I know a lot of people I've talked to, when I told them I was going to interview you, they said to me that even changed their view of you. Once you did that, you took a political stance and wanted to bring out the hypocrisy with the whole scandal.
But the front report sold very well too.
Right, and you took out an ad, $85,000, right, in the Washington Times.
Yeah, and we're going to stir up the next election.
Yeah, you are. What are you going to do?
Nothing I can break tonight.
Oh, you can't tell me right now?
We're working on George Bush, and it doesn't have anything to do with cocaine. So just let your mind.
It has to do with sex, maybe. What do you think, huh, Larry? All right. Well, speaking of that, I want to know what your feelings are in the Senate race and Hillary running for Senate in New York.
I like Hillary. I think she's got a bum rap. She's a bright woman. She'll make as good a senator as anybody they could get. Unfortunately, like Gore, she's having to take a lot of heat for Bill. Mm-hmm. But at the same time that we're a forgiving nation, we really like to rub people's nose in the mud, you know. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I want to talk about Russia. You bring in Hustler to Russia, right? Didn't you do like a trial issue and it sold like 80,000 issues?
Yeah. You know, only about 2 or 3% of the people in Russia really have money where they can afford to buy a magazine like that.
Well, it's $8 a magazine or something, right?
But we are very pleased with the initial success of Hustler in Russia. We've been planning it for a long time.
And now Yeltsin's trying to pass a bill that you can't sell your pornography, right? And put a tax on the publishers.
They're trying to pass bills in this country all the time, too. You know, one thing, sex is so political. Yeah, but I can understand why.
Why? I want to know why. Why is it so political?
Because the church has had its hand on our crotch for over 2,000 years. And the government is exceedingly moving into that direction, figuring if they can control our pleasure center, they can control us.
Right, which is the parliament in Russia.
But, you know, information is now power. Mm-hmm. And, you know, people can no longer be manipulated. You know, the rich and the privileged always had their erotic bound editions of pornography ever since the Victorian era, but today the video store and the bookstores become your art museums, and you now have the internet, so people have access to all this information, and the government is not going to be able to turn back the clock.
Well, the thing that raised the hair on the back of my neck was when I read that the Russian parliament said, not only did they say we have to control what our children read, we have to control what our children and our people read, and I do not agree with that. When the government starts, morals have to start in the family. The government cannot control that.
Well, you know, democracy is in a shambles in Russia, and it's going to take a long time for it to ever mature. But I'm really not that concerned about it.
You're not concerned? You don't seem concerned about a whole lot. Do you have to go over there and visit Russia, or no? You already did pre-publicity.
Well, I've been over there twice on pre-publicity tours, you know, but I haven't been back recently.
You just go and do what you believe in, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We'll be right back with Larry Flynt. Welcome back. I understand you have a new store called Hustler Hollywood, and it looks like a Gap on the outside. That's what they told me. Is that like a trick? Is that so an old lady walks by and goes, "Oh, a Gap, I need a sweatshirt." "Oh, that's not a sweatshirt,
No.
that's a dildo."
No.
Oh.
No, we wanted to create an atmosphere where both men and women felt comfortable shopping in. So in there you could very well feel like you were in an Neiman Marcus fan. You know, and we have stores in Cincinnati and Los Angeles, and we plan on opening other places.
How about if you show me some of the stuff that's at the store? Because the sign says...
I brought you a particular gift.
A gift?
Oh,
no.
This is the hottest thing in the store. Now, what it is it's a pair of panties with a vibrator in it, and it's got a remote control.
Okay.
So either you can use it, or you can be across the room and your boyfriend can zap you with it.
Oh. See, you know who would like that? That lady in the Titanic. She just wrote a good story about that.
With the vibrator, you have to use your hands. You know, with their panties.
With this, now it's just hands-free. You're making it easy for the women, all right? So they can be like dusting and vibrating at the same time? This is good for like the housewives. They're home dusting and getting a little zap at the same time.
Just go to get off while you're doing your housework.
That's good. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell has exercise. You have vibrators, orgasms. That's better. All right, let me see.
And real popular item is the flavored body lubricants and gels. You know, they come in everything from cherry to pina colada. You know, I mean, really nice. And we have great videos for whatever fetishes that people might be into or want to watch. And we have all kinds of sex games. Like, if we're in the game Trivial Pursuit, well, we have a similar type game, but it's all about sex.
Right,
and
of course.
Just in a word. And people love these type games.
They do love it. I agree with you.
And we have a very popular item in the store is it's dice that glow in the night, and you roll them, but they're foreplay dice because they give you instructions depending on how the dice land on what foreplay you're supposed to do.
Oh, so you keep it different every night in case you're busy, you get home from work late, you can't get into it, you just like forget it, let's just look at the dice, right?
Yeah, let's go to the dice.
I'm tired. Look at you making everything nice and easy. Chop, chop, chop. All right. Well, thank you very much, Larry. It was very nice meeting you.
You know, I was gonna bring you some crotchless panties, but I forgot to.
Oh, well, you'll have to mail them to me. Mail me the crotchless panties, all right? Thank you to Larry Flynt, and I'm Sue Costello, and I'll catch you later.